Blazers come into town for this one. Thank you for being with us. 2K Sports brings you the NBA Live this Saturday afternoon broadcast. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. You take a look at Los Angeles. Challenging part of the schedule, and this is where they need to buckle down and take care of business.
And you wondered coming into the season if this team might have some issues, and that's been the case here thus far. We'll see if they can address those issues. It's a long season and find a way to turn it around.
Clearly some deficiencies in this roster that need to be addressed. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I mean, they'd love to get back to around 500, but the way they're made and constituted, that'll be tough.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Portland. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the two. Plumlee out there with Vonleh. And it's Aminu in at the small forward. Well, the defense is what did the Lakers season in last year, but their offense struggled at times as well, Clark. They just couldn't count on things night to night.
Well, they were near the bottom of the league in most offensive categories, Kevin. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. The efficiency just wasn't there.
Los Angeles with another miss.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And the basket by McCollum.
And with the Lakers and their lack of offense, sometimes teams can hide that by playing good defense, but the Lakers just really didn't have either. A lot of things working against them this past season.
The Lakers with the ball. Portland making their last shot. Bryant buried from 15 feet out.
The first bucket for this offense, 1 of 4 to start the game.
Trailblazers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Lillard against Russell. Lillard attacking. Nice D from Russell.
You know, the Lakers often would get in trouble with slow starts to games because of their offense. I mean, at least they forced a league-high 9 overtime games, going 6-3 in those contests, so the offense seemed to come alive late in games.
Lakers shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And for the past few seasons, Portland's bench has really been their Achilles heel. I mean, last year they showed some improvement. The reserves play stole the game for them on more than one occasion, but still wouldn't be considered a strength.
And the basket by Lillard.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Outside Russell. He feeds it to Randall. Soft touch off the glass. And for Portland, the bench still wasn't leaned on heavily for minutes. Greg was just talking about that, but they were in the top 5, Clark, in scoring efficiency, and they shot 45% from the floor on the year.
And what was a weakness for them in 14 was a strength for them in 15. And actually, they were their best down the stretch of last season.
Kobe with the bucket.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
And there's the feed to Aminu. They set the pick. Passes it to McCollum. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Stolen by Clarkson. Now the Lakers on the break. Here's Russell. Shot is off. Plumlee with some nice D. So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a win against Los Angeles.
And no doubt in my mind, the overriding factor in that game was their huge edge on the backboard.
Yeah, the level of energy they had, guys, in the win wasn't matched by their opponents. And that rebounding difference, I think, was indicative of that.
Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. The Lakers in the lead. Now Williams. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Hibbert gets the bucket.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Lillard attacking, and Hibbert with the block. A solo fast break. Shots good by Williams. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And former Coach of the Year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style. Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Now here's McCollum, guarded by Kobe. Kobe comes with the double team. McCollum kicks to Plumlee. 5 to shoot. Shot to end this cold run. And McCollum the bucket on the assist from Plumlee. 6 points for C.J. McCollum. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy. When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, you are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the center position. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of this game. 2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Henderson's checked in. Clark, another milestone for Kobe Bryant last season. He reached 30,000 points and 6,000 assists, and no one else has ever done that.
Well, it's rare that you see scorers of that volume reach an assist total that high, but I think it speaks to Kobe's passing ability, which is undervalued and overshadowed at times.
The shot by Harkless, no good.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Henderson passes to Alexander. Harkless kicks to Henderson. Davis sets a screen. Floats one up. Here's Alexander. The shot is off, and it's the Lakers the other way.
And Kobe Bean Bryant, the only 30,000-point scorer to go along with 6,000 assists. You know, LeBron might be the next in line to join Kobe in that category.
Frazier kicks to Harkless. Here's the screen. The pass to Henderson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Henderson's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter. And for Kobe, people have always joked that he's a ball hog and only looks to score. Well, he's the only guy in the history of the league right now with 30,000 points to go along with 6,000 assists. So obviously gifted as a playmaker as well.
So both teams changing it up here. Huertas passes to Williams. Pulls it from the elbow. It's rebounded by Vonleh.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Lewis Williams.
And for Noah Vonleh, last season came in as a heralded freshman out of Indiana. Some people thought he might crack the top 5 in the draft, but after some shaky late workouts, he fell all the way to 9.
He hits the second from the line. Well, Greg, in watching Vonleh, you can see he has the size and range to be a difference maker. Excellent rebounder, big hands. Clark, you've talked about that. Simply working on refining his skill set at this point.
Yeah, and it's a matter of work ethic with him because I think the tools are there. Work ethic and experience, and I think this kid is going to be a nice front court player for a long time.
Taken away by Williams. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. Oh, and a dunk by Young.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Frazier with it. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Randall, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
And he was. And unfortunately, for so many reasons, for one, he had really been progressing in the Summer League. And the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Shoots. Portland again missing. Los Angeles leading by 8. Young in the corner. Pass to Randall. Back to Young. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
And, you know, going back to Randall's rookie year, his troubles really started during medical checkups before the draft. They found a foot injury dating back to high school. The 5th metatarsal had been broken, which may be why he fell a few spots in the draft.
Abs checked in for Noah Vonleh.
Ready? All right, let's go.
On defense, the Lakers. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Crabbe.
And talking about Randall's rookie injuries, the Lakers were going to let him play through the foot. But once he broke the leg, they did season-ending surgery on the foot as well. Hopefully, now he can just stay healthy and get to play the game he loves.
Knocks it loose. Plumlee with the steal. And so here's Portland. Trailblazers trail by 7 to the wing on the left. Uncovered. McCollum, no good. Lakers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Here's world peace. Here's Nance. Stolen.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Lillard against Williams. To the left wing. Here's Bass. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Bass has got his first points in this one. And the first half is now in the book.